Hi, friends.
Hello, hello.
Christopher, we've been wanting to do the Anne retrospect for a long time.
It's been a long time coming. Now that we have, season 2 of Anne coming in the box subscription, it feels like a good time to revisit what we did for season 1. We've done this now for past seasons of Elowen and of Grace, and this is the first time we get to do this for Anne. So
it is.
I'm very excited.
And Anne was an adventure for the two of us. We learned a lot. A lot of these outfits were your conception and ideas we found on the internet and different ways that you modified them and made them really cute and added embellishments. So there was a lot of growth for you as an artist in this season and also for me too, because it's the first time we've ever done work with child dolls, which is a whole, it's so different.
It's so different. And
so different.
I found as I was going through this, not to jump ahead too quickly, but my main takeaway from this season was how much fun it was, not only to sort of conceptualize and help produce and see the product, evolve and become something, but having her in it and photographing it and her being so posable and her being so animated really brought so many of these fashions to life for me. And actually, as we went along, there were certain fashions that I thought ideas came to mind because of how mobile she was and how posable the doll is. And I really had so much fun with this collection. I learned a lot, but it was play. It was play. Like play.
Yeah, and the way that Christopher does the photos, he will pose them doing things, and the way that he thinks of the poses, that's such an art to be able to do that. And then Diana's editing and to bring it to life. And we had such a team effort, and we had so many different ideas that we put together from all the different themes and all the things that we did. So this one encompassed a lot of different themes, from Anne's birthday to Prairie Days to Stargazing to baking. And we did all kinds of fun childhood stuff. Yeah. Our current season right now, it has a more, I don't want to say cohesive theme, but it's themed around dress up.
It's a,
fantasy.
More tailored, it has a more specific theme. And this, I think, this really, like you said, childhood, this really covered, I think, so many bases of childhood and things that, if you have a brand new doll, all the things you'd want to do with it, if you had, a dream, trousseau wardrobe that just, fell out of the sky for your brand new doll, that's what I was hoping this would feel like.
Yes.
And as far as I'm concerned, it does.
It does.
I am so proud of this.
Yes, I am too. And if you were on season 1 and you have all of these outfits, or you were buying extra boxes along the way, or you were a part of this, I know not all of them are going to be your absolute favorites.
Sure.
But, and that's the same with us. We have ones that are not our bang up favorites, but if it gets into a box, we do like it.
Of course.
We do love it, actually.
Yes, of course.
But we did learn a lot. And the fitting and all of it was just such an adventure for us as far as figuring things out.
Right.
So we started with Prairie Days.
We did.
Prairie Pioneer Days, which this one was so dang cute. We loved this one.
It was a lot of fun.
The bonnet, it was everything.
Yeah, this one was fun because it had a lot of pieces, it had a lot of details. We had a lace trim around the collar. There were different ways that you could wear this fashion. If you didn't have the apron, you could tie the bow at the back around the front. I've shown this on one of our brand new dolls. This is Sunny Days original. This is Sunny Days 1. She feels proper with the braids, It feels like, you would have little Laura Ingalls braids on a prairie. This one is so fun, and I think in lots of ways, maybe without us even realizing it at first, kind of kickstarted the concept of what if Anne could just be constantly playing with the idea of imagination through costume?
Yeah.
And it was something that we had her going to a farm in. It was the
Prairie Pioneer. She went to a living history museum.
A living history museum.
And that is so fun. Raise your hand if you've been to a living history museum.
I have not, actually.
Oh, you have to go to the Littleton one.
Okay.
It's free to get in. If you're ever in Colorado, go to the Littleton one. We go at least twice a month. Diane loves to.
Wow.
Yeah, because they've got tons of animals there, and then every day, if you go during the day, they have all the 1800s buildings, and they're cooking and they're doing laundry and they're dressed like this, and they're doing the thing, and when you go into the little houses, if you try to talk about modern stuff, they act like they don't know.
Sure, it's full live action role playing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And she loves to visit the chickens. So right now her big thing is chickens. She's obsessed with chickens.
When we were, not to, divest too much, but we've been talking a lot about Candyland lately.
Yes.
Because it's been a journey here at the shop. She is very invested in the experience
of
Candyland.
Fun.
And I played 3 or 4 games with her the other day as a chicken.
So you were the chicken? You were Chicoletta?
No, she was Chicoletta.
Oh, she was Chicoletta.
And we were communicating through like chicken.
Okay, we'll put this. I'm going to put this photo on the screen so you can see what we're looking at. Who did we find at the toy store tonight?
Chicoletta!
We found Chicoletta, dude. Oh, so exciting.
And a gingerbread.
And a gingerbread man. So yeah, we did good at Razzle Toys. But we found Chicoletta at a toy store last night.
Did she lose her mind?
She lost her mind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we found Chicoletta.
Also, I love that outfit with those bows. She looks so cute.
Isn't she so cute? We were going to Trader Joe's and then she found Chicoletta. So that was,
So
we
cute.
couldn't believe we found Chicoletta is the chicken in Paw Patrol.
Okay.
So that's what that is. So it's been a journey. But being a mother and having a child that fixates on things.
Sure.
Anne is older. Okay, so Holland Diane's 4 years old. Anne is older, but they do get on tangents.
Oh, I've never outgrown that.
Yeah, I do too.
I hyperfixate on something for weeks or months,
Yeah.
and then I find
And then you move on to the, I think we're all kind of like that.
Yeah, I think so.
So kickstarting it and trying different things. The thing about our subscription that we have right now is we have a lot of themed clothes that are dress up, and so you're going into like a fantasy adventure costume type thing, which is so fun for a child doll. A lot of these were things that she could actually wear.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this was like we were thinking about so many conversations were like, what if you were 8, you were 10, you were 11, and you just woke up and you were getting ready for school and you were like, well, my favorite pair of boots could go with anything.
Yeah.
Because they're so crazy that they don't really match anything.
Right.
And it's not really about how the outfit or ensemble appears, it's about the way it makes her feel.
Exactly.
And so if she could feel like her most alive in like a sparkly tutu with cowboy boots, then like why can't we have that?
And exactly.
So it really was about like day wear, but like through the eyes of like someone that doesn't care about her, being perceived.
Right. And so that is hard for us because I want things to match and cohesive. Like that's how my brain wants to go. So I had to exercise that muscle and get away from that and start thinking in more childhood form.
Yeah.
Now, I loved back to school bells. I personally
did too.
Now, we had a couple people that actually cut these off, that cut off the bells.
This was not everyone's favorite.
I couldn't believe it. Because I am coming again from a biased source, because Holland Diane had a couple pairs of pants that she loved that had these little bell bottoms that were so dang cute on her. So I was like biased. I thought these were great, and we
I mean, if I had access to like 4 bell-bottom like pants as a kid, you wouldn't have been able to tell me anything.
Right.
I would have that's all I ever would have worn, and I loved the play on words that was like back to school bells, as if it was like a recess bell or something, but she's wearing bell bottoms. I thought it was such a fun outfit.
It is.
And I realized that it's in hindsight kind of specific and perhaps divisive, but
people either loved it or didn't, and the people that cut them off and made them shorts, it's still super, super, super cute, and we're never offended if you want to alter something or change something, but we do want you to really like everything. So when that happens, we kind of go, dang it. But this one's part of the lineage. This was the second one, and Holland and Anne went back to school at Hoffman Elementary. So that was a really fun month, and it came with this really cute backpack. Well,
and Diana's printables and cutouts for that were
amazing.
So good. She had like a tiny ruler and like a teeny, I think, calculator. She had this notebook. I mean, she really went all out and always does. But I think as a teacher, she has a very particular glimpse into like what might be necessary for back to school. And she knew. I think part of doll play and doll collecting is in part the like liberty to alter your dolls for your experience and to like customize to your pleasure. So in some way, I'm kind of glad that we put out something that people wanted to customize. Like that feels like a little like, interesting, very specific feather in a cap as a creator of doll things. But again, like you said, I mean, I loved the bells. And
I did too.
I always stand by what we like. So.
Right. We talked about it in length. We looked at the samples and we thought it was really wonderful. And it was very trendy for children's clothing. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time looking at all types of websites and designers and what was trending and out right now. And that was kind kind of the thing.
Yeah.
So I love that one. And again, if you were on the subscription for the whole year, again, we know that not everything you're going to love, but we really appreciate you taking that journey.
Of course.
It's not a risk, but taking that risk of getting something that you just don't fall out love, but then the next month it exceeds your expectations. So it all kind of evens out a little bit.
I mean, again, biased party. I'm a part of this thing that is making this product, but like I love the feeling of newness and trying something new and trying something unexpected and sort of the spirit of adventure. And I think it's a low stakes enough like gamble to be like, well, what I want to participate in is like guaranteed to be fun.
It's
and if
fun.
it encourages me to try something new, then like so be it. And like I think that's always worth it.
Right. It's like going to a movie or something.
Right.
You're not going to love
the
it
movie,
every time.
But you might have one
It's
moment
fun
where
going.
Yeah, of course. And like you get to have popcorn and do it with
and it's
friends.
like it's the whole experience.
Sure.
So it's, we're not selling our boxes real well right now, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's leading up to it. It's the whole experience. It's all of it. So, and we know that you know that, but this was our first time doing something like this. So we're not looking at another brand and emulating what they've done. This is like came fresh out of our brains and uncharted territory of how to do this, how to alter the clothing so it fit, how to do all that. And we had a lot of clothing that didn't make the cut, that we had to send back.
We had so many
So
samples
more
we
than
asked.
any of our dolls. This doll is the hardest for us to dress by far.
We probably had more fashions than we produced. We had more fashions that we had to cut.
Yeah, I know. And that's hard too.
It was a lot of stuff that we said no to. It just didn't, like, it wasn't either something that like a child would realistically wear or like trying to translate that to a child sort of was a poor connection. Like it just, there were a lot of things that were experimental.
Yeah.
The only thing that existed was the structure of a subscription. Like we knew from Grace and Elowen like what the lineup would be. But having a brand new character that you're sort of like collaborating with from scratch was like so much fun.
It was so much fun.
It was very different.
And we put in financially, it was like these clothes, I swear, I don't know why, maybe it's because they're smaller or whatnot, but the factories, they're harder to produce, they're more expensive, but I knew that we had to continue with Anne's World because it brings such a breath of fresh air to our shop.
It does.
And it's just somewhere I wanted to continue to go.
She has a special energy in the shop. Not to be too woo-woo, but like
it's true.
She brings a different like vibration to the collection than other dolls do. And full disclosure, like I said this in the beginning, like I'm not a child doll collector and I maybe didn't expect to love her as much as I have.
Yeah.
And I like she's quickly become like
so fun.
One of my very favorite parts of the job. I'm very very excited to be kicking off season 2 now because I get to like do all of that fun posing again. And all of the imaginative play. With new dolls. Like
I know.
It's so good.
And a lot of you have resisted and resisted and resisted, and then you just didn't resist, and now you're in it with us. So welcome. The water's warm.
Welcome.
So then we had Raggedyanne, which I thought was so fun. So it was Raggedy Ann with an E. So Anne with an E, Raggedyanne. This one was great. As you know, I am a collector of Raggedyanne, love Raggedyanne dolls. So we had to do this. And this was for October. So fun.
Yeah. A total must in a place like this. In a doll shop run by someone who has their own sort of
big collection of Raggedyannes.
Yeah. I also, like, Raggedyanne was one of my earliest like introductions to dolls. I really didn't have access to dolls as a kid, but I did have Raggedyanne and Andy, and they went everywhere with me. I loved those dolls into the ground, and so this, I thought, having a doll product that's, you know, sort of playing cosplay as a doll, enjoying
I know, isn't that
costumes,
fun?
like in a doll shop, it's like
it's so fun.
We think it's like fun and meta, and maybe it's obvious, but like I
don't know.
I think it's so fun. It's such a fun, obvious choice.
We're using our intuition with things that we personally love and things that we personally find very cute and fun, and we hope that you do too. We still have the Grace companion dress, I believe. Paul, there's still some of the Grace companion dress available if you wanted to do like the sister thing, which I think is super cute, or just dress Grace.
That was another really fun part of this collection, of this season rather, was like so much of it was really trying to tie in the element that is her relationship with her sister. And I thought that those like companion pieces were so much fun.
They were.
I think people also, in the same vein as like customizing and altering your dolls, like I think you can project a different relationship onto those two dolls. And I thought many people had sort of a maternal approach, and that was really sweet on part of Grace. It was trying so many new things at once, including making a yarn wig.
I know, Christopher
this
made
didn't
that.
come with this wig, but
It had a pattern.
You can easily make a yarn wig, and I had a lot of fun with that.
That was a lot of fun. So the next one we did was pie pops and pinafores, which this one was so cute. And actually we showed this dress without the pinafore, which I love the pinafore, but we showed it without the pinafore, and it is so cute without it too.
It really
is. It's a sweet, sweet dress, but it was a baking box, and we put in a cookbook that weighed like 2 pounds on its own. And I'm not exaggerating. It made the shipping. We had to send everything priority. I can't remember, but it was a lot, but it was fun.
Well, and I remember, the thing that I remember about this was that, first of all, we put this out for November, so it was like themed kind of loosely around the holidays, loosely around Thanksgiving. And I remember, like, my one thing is I remember the kindness and thoughtfulness of Valerie.
Valerie came and brought us
the cookbook and made her own pie box,
that was
sat
sweet.
and had tea with us, and like
it was
it
really
was such
sweet.
a fun time. And that was a moment too for me as like an employee of the shop and a member of the team, being like, oh, like what we're doing in this thing that is so specific and feels kind of silly and is so much fun, really truly reaches people in a way that I hadn't fully registered, I don't think. Like, I'd been to doll shows and I had seen people and I'd made friends and I had this like beautiful experience, especially in the first like year of this job. But there's something about Valerie being like, oh, I received this cookbook for this doll that I love, and I'm inspired to bake them for you and
bring
come in
them
and
down.
say like, I live whatever it is an hour away.
I know. She
And
did live an hour away.
wanted to like just to come say hi.
It was so sweet.
It was the sweetest thing in the whole world. So this I think of as like the point in which I realized like dolly friends are different.
Oh yeah, doll
Dolly
people just
friends,
get it on a whole nother level.
They're just different.
Yep.
So generous and so kind. I do love this outfit. This dress, the fabric still remains one of my favorite in the lineup. And as it is, without the hat, without the apron, whatever, is just so pretty. It's a shade of like
It's a pretty dress.
salmon, coral, Bermuda pink that we don't do a whole lot of, but it's one of my very, very favorites, and I love the tiny check pattern.
Yep.
It's great.
It's great. So on the first subscription of Anne, the boxes were $50, and a lot of times an essential piece of an outfit is always included, so we never not include something that's essential, but sometimes we'll have a couple styles of shoes or just different things that you can add on that would be $12 or $15. In our current subscription right now, the price only went up to $60, and the shoes are included, so nothing non-essential. All of the outfits have more, I don't want to say more embellishments, but they are made in a different way, with Mark Tinkey doing different things, which we've learned about embellishments and trims and petticoats and nylons and shoes. Like those things are going to be included on all the looks, so you're really saving a lot of money by being in the subscription at $60.
It's true.
It is true. I know that sounds like so crazy to say, like you're saving money, but you really are, because you have this complete look, and it's so special.
And for the value, like the price you're getting it at really is like such a bargain.
It's such a bargain.
And I keep saying it, but like it's working with Mark in this way has enlightened me to asking for all the things that I didn't think were possible.
Yeah.
Like realizing that the bubble-headed dreams of like aiming for the moon actually are possible.
Yeah.
But knowing how to do that has changed everything.
Yeah, technically to figure out how to do different things and how to ask for that. That's the thing, is like how to ask for it. We can dream it, but we have to technically have it happen.
Learning.
And we are learning a lot. But that brings us to Candy Cane Lane. And that was a beautiful dress. I thought it was so special. It was very simple. And I was afraid that the community wanted her to be dressed as an elf, like what we put out. But at the time, we were not in that space.
Yeah.
And I thought the dress was precious. We included the candy cane shoes.
The shoes were great.
And the shawl, and it was also a matching sister dress for Grace.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really sweet.
I still do. I think this is a
Classic.
timeless, easy. I mean, really, this is good for Valentine's Day. It's good for any real, like, if you're dressing up for even like a family photo, like this is something that you can wear for just like any occasion.
Yes.
And the shoes might be slightly more specific.
I like the shoes.
But I do too. Maybe less versatile, but just as well. And actually, shortly after we got this back and had this produced, we found a very different elf reference for Anne, and we're sort of thinking of different ways for incorporating an elf for this year.
Oh yes,
And
I forgot about that.
We had that elf suit for a long time and made multiple edits to that. Ended up scrapping the entire thing.
The entire thing we
and started
did.
all over with
I liked
a new
Mark's
one.
better.
I mean, yeah, it's the one we went with.
Yeah.
It was.
But the one we had was cute.
It was cute.
It was cute.
I mean,
But, like, Mark's
was
is better.
So good. So this was the beginning of a long journey of Christmas themes for her.
Yeah, and we have, again, I'm not sure exactly, I'm not going to even say what he's doing for the holidays because it'll put out too much, so it is a surprise, but it's going to be super fun. So then that brings us to the slumber party, and I really loved the slumber party, and I loved that we were able to include the sleeping bag. So this is down here, but I had so much fun with the slumber party.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of our best boxes ever. We have a subscriber, Katie, who said that this was her favorite box, was the slumber party. I mean, how can you?
Yeah.
It was so cute. And it had the PJs, the shoes, the slippers, and we had this custom made. And I think it did come with this little bunny, too.
I think it did come with the rabbits, yeah.
Yeah, so we had this custom made. We sent the factory a cutout. So remember, didn't we put it on paper?
Yeah.
We put Anne down and then we sent him the measurements.
Yep.
And then we sent him pictures that we liked from the internet of different sleeping bags.
Yeah.
And they made it. And I thought it was so great.
I think that's one, like this one, maybe even more than any other character with Anne, I think really begged the question of like, what accessories does she need and what's possible? And this felt like it really stretched the boundary of what that could be.
Yes.
Trying new things and putting an entire sleeping bag in with this doll felt like just maniac behavior. But I think it's one of the strongest ones of the lineup.
I do too.
And I think it's a fan favorite for that reason. Like that really is, I'm gonna say maybe of all of them, the most like playful. When you're thinking about a slumber party with your friends and like what you want and what you're doing, having a sleeping bag is so perfect. It's so perfect. So.
It was perfect, and it was something that we could fold into the box.
Yeah.
Accessories are very hard to make, so I know that we want big accessories and we want wardrobes and we want all kinds of things, but we're just in a place with our factories that we like clothing is easy to make and things like a sleeping bag. If you come up with ideas of things that can be made out of fabric,
Right.
those are things that we can make happen.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that I thought, okay, with what we can do, I know we can make a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
And so I thought, and some of my funnest memories growing up are like sleeping overnight at my cousin's house for days on end in the summer and stuff like that. So it was so fun. So February I thought was precious.
This one was so fun.
This one was so fun. I thought this was such a look, especially after we put it together with the boots and with the guitar backpack.
Yeah.
Christopher, what did you? I thought this one was very cute day wear.
Yes, I thought one of the things that I was interested in doing but not super committed to was making each fashion feel thematically relevant to like annual holidays or things that were happening in a year. And I think it was the perfect middle ground was striking something that was like, well, if somebody wants to partake in that, it could be relevant to a holiday, but it's not like beholden to it. And so I thought pink was so obvious for February, for Valentine's Day. This was not initially going to be February, and it just felt like it fit better there. And we weren't going to put cowboy boots with it either.
I loved it.
And I think having a full activity around her going to music lessons, having the backpack, having the shoes, this, like you said, is a really great, like, she's just waking up and putting on what she wants to wear. It's also gorgeous. I think this dress with the shoulder ruffle and a little bit around the sort of the scalloped edge hem, it's so pretty. It's very whimsical. It's just earnest enough that it feels believable for real kids clothing. I loved this one.
Yep,
just
I
thought
loved
it was
this one.
Like a perfect outfit for her.
And the violin backpack, our factory just did such an amazing job on that backpack. We still have a
Yeah.
couple of them listed in the Anne Boutique if you want to get one, but I thought it was so well made.
Yes.
No problems with the zippers. The scale was perfect. They did such a good job with that backpack. So I was very happy with that. So then it brings us up to one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite, it's in my top 3, and that's Dress Up Dreams, which is our dress up trunk outfit. This is the cake. This is the doll. This is the doll that's the cake, the Barbie cake.
Yes,
This is
absolutely.
so fun.
This one also went through a couple different edits. Once we reached this point, we had sort of decided, like, okay, it makes sense for her to be like doing play and doing dress up. Like, what if a theme could be that she has a dress up trunk? This is a fashion box. Like, that makes so much sense just for playability. And something that, like, maybe this is me growing up as like a child socialized to be a boy, but I always thought, like, God, like a princess dress in a trunk was like
Everything.
Like those very dangerous little slippery plastic shoes.
Yes.
Like the rhinestones on the toes.
Yes.
Like, those are designed to break a neck, but like I loved those shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone that had those shoes and like wigs, if I had friends, if I had family, I didn't have them for much longer because I was going to annoy the hell out of them begging to play dress up.
Yeah.
And this was the epitome of that to me. Like, I wanted her to be in a cloud of pink.
Yeah.
And we found a couple different references for the bodice, for the skirt, for the detailing. And I said, we have to have a tiara, so we found tiaras. And
I know. And finding the tiaras in scale again was a whole another beast. But this one was so fantastic. We redid several portions of this one. It went through multiple iterations. It also was not pink when we started with it. It was like a peach.
Yeah, it was.
And then we changed the color. We changed the inner lining.
Yep.
We changed the stone on the front.
We had the bodice completely reconstructed like twice.
Yes, we actually sent them a picture of Shirley Temple with a dress that she had on to illustrate how we wanted it to fit. So that was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
But it went through a lot, and we learned a lot. But I know, and it's one of your favorites too.
Yeah.
And as this, of course, goes along, and you've been commenting so far, and thank you so much. But please let us know which one of your favorites, what stood out, where you thought we did a great job. It's dreamy, and that's what kicked off what we're doing now.
I would want for nothing more from that. Like, that one was just, to me, it was everything I could have dreamed of.
Yep.
Especially with that wig for Grace.
I know.
Giant curly red wig.
It's so crazy.
The way Diana illustrated that box was so wonderful. Like, she just gets it. Like, she understands, even sort of telepathically all the way from New Jersey, like, what's going on. If we haven't had time to, like, really talk about it and, like, have conversation or whatever, like, sometimes things happen in a very short time frame, and God bless her, because like she just
takes
knows.
so much stress off of me, because I will text her just in the nick of time a text of a picture of what we're doing and the theme name, and then I have beautiful art rolling in within 24 hours, and sticker designs and stories and all that stuff. And that's how we've operated in the beginning. In a perfect world, I would love to send her the complete lineup 3 years in advance and all this stuff. But usually by the time we get it in and we're in a place where we're ready to launch, it's down to the wire.
Right.
And she is always just so wonderful to work with us on that. So thank you, Diana Vining.
Always. Thank
Always
you.
bringing it to life. Now, another one that went through a lot of iterations and is one of our absolute favorites is puddle jumping. Puddle jumping went through so many changes.
Yeah.
But Christopher, you really brought this one home, because we went through a lot of changes, but he decided to add the striped lining to this, which made it feel collectible rather than a typical rain jacket.
I wanted all of this to be accessible in like a taste sort of way, but it needed to be something that felt specific and particular and intentional and collectible. Like, why are you a fan of Anne? Why are you a fan of dolls? Why are you a collector of dolls? And I thought something that felt fun and unique and specific like this would really give it so much extra zhuzh, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I really loved the sort of Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein feel of this when you pair it with
So classic.
a sweater, with shorts. Like, she could just be in a campaign ad for, like, Old Navy, but at the same time was something that she, you know, really could practically go run around and have fun in. The worst thing when you're trying to have fun in, you know, water at the beach, jumping in puddles, is, like, wet jeans. I think, like, wet, sopping, gross jean legs is, like, the worst thing in the world. So
Children love jumping in puddles.
well, we gave her shorts so she could
yep.
make a giant mess.
And those wonderful rain boots.
Yeah.
So I was
Oh my
very
gosh,
proud
those
of our
boots.
factory. They did such a great job with these boots, with the
boots were
pull-on straps.
phenomenal.
Yeah. This was our factory. And before that, we had only had boots made by Ruby Red Galleria. And I just didn't, I don't know. Our factory does a wonderful job, but then I just thought, only Ruby Red Galleria can make boots. And they did such a great job on these boots.
They did a fabulous job.
Yep.
I think, were they also the ones that found us those umbrellas?
No, that was Factory C. So we work with, we name our factories by letters. Factory C found us the umbrellas. So we gave them the scale and she found the umbrellas. And then we bought them.
The umbrellas were something that, like, since I started here, I was like, we really need in-scale umbrellas. Like, it was something that I just thought was so important. And for this box, they brought us something that was perfect.
And we put the umbrellas in the box. So that was wild. We had the incredible jacket, the rain boots, and the umbrella inside the box. That box we spent a lot of money on, but that's okay. We love to...
It was about play.
It was about play. It was about fun. I couldn't not include that. So it was a lot of fun, and it's just one of my favorites.
I loved being out in the rose garden when it was like still springtime and it was just drizzling and it was raining and we had a really nice cloudy day, and I was like, can I make a strange request? Can I go play outside and film it? Like, I want to get like some footage for TikTok, for reels, for whatever. And like just had her in the actual rain.
It was so cute.
Her little umbrella in like blooming roses, and it was like such a fun little afternoon. Like between Valerie and the cake pops and this with the puddle jumping, like this box really, for the sake of my job and what we do, like it encouraged me to play. So I feel confident that it encouraged you to play.
It forces me to think like a child and to enjoy that side of life, and that's one of the most fun. That's why we absolutely wanted to continue with the clubhouse and to keep doing this, is because it brought a wonderful sense of play to our lives and to yours too. I know that. So Picture Day Pop I am very proud of, and this one was definitely they're all a team effort, but on this one you came up with the sweater and I said let's add the silver jeans. So the silver jeans are so good. It's
one of my favorite pieces in the entire collection. At first,
we did a knit sweater.
We did a real knit sweater.
Yeah, that's high end. I
agree. It's like when you think about like vintage Barbie and the quality of what they could do for her in the 60s, I think a lot of people, one of the things they think about is like her real knitted sweaters and cardigans and all of that. And this felt, again, like such a fun thing, maybe that your mom helped you get dressed in for school day, for picture day at school. And her being the yearbook photographer felt like she could wear anything. Like, she has to be so vivacious and attentive to detail and spontaneous and like whatever to be like a live photographer who's also
running around.
10.
But you have the yearbook committee in school. And they work and they take pictures all year long. And I thought it was just so special. We've had multiple people actually write in and say, hey, can you please do some knits for the adult dolls? And I get it. We spent as much on this as we do on sometimes a full outfit. Knits are expensive. They're hard to do. They're hard to do in scale.
We changed this sweater like 4 times. We had so many different fit alterations that were necessary, and we had the help of a factory that does sweaters for people. That was a huge asset. They sent it to a real person's. I remember she said, we sent it to a real person's sweater factory and they made them. And they were able to make the alterations that we needed. And the fact that the jeans are not just silver, but they also have a sparkly quality without that being like a sequin or a flaky thing that comes off, I think is such an asset. The quality of these pants is like some of the nicest we've ever done.
I couldn't believe these pants.
I love them. They have a real zipper fly and a snap at the waist. I love the sort of simple black scallop shoe, the camera that really works. It
was so fun.
I love
in real life, these would be those obnoxious like $680 pants that for people that would be like on some brand in some store that's obnoxious. And that's what they reminded me of, but in a really, really fun, good way.
Yeah.
And then kids can get away with that kind of thing. Like you do see this kind of stuff for sale at Target in the kids section, so it is accessible. But the quality of them and the stitching.
Yeah, the stitching is amazing.
It felt like a real
loops, pockets.
I know.
A great pair.
So if you have this set, you have a treat, because our subscriptions are very, very limited. So if you have any of our subscription products, they started extremely limited when we started in the very beginning, and I'm talking 100 pieces.
Yeah.
And then our largest subscription is Elowen at $350, Grace is $300, Anne is $200. That is extremely limited.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of this floating around out there.
We're still don't get it twisted, we are a small business.
We are a small business.
We work on small batches, small scale.
So a small business is considered a business with 50 or less employees. Now, if we had 50 of us working here, that would, to me, would be considered like a major, that would feel like a conglomeration compared to what we're doing here.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos would be shaking in his boots if we had 50 employees.
Yeah, 50 employees, we're taking over for sure. But that is like what is considered. So we are a very small batch company, but to put out small batches that are very, very, very good, and we haven't overextended. We keep it small. We have a wonderful, very dedicated community, and we're always reaching new people. Thanks to Barbie, actually, because Christopher will put out Barbie videos. They'll see the Barbie videos, and then they go to the channel for more Barbie, and they're like, "Where's the Barbie? Oh, you have this. Oh, okay." Sure. And then people find us that way, so that's really fun. So I am grateful for that.
I won't take full credit for that, but I am grateful
and
for
other videos that we do, but several of our customers lately have said they found us through Barbie. So.
I mean, I also found you through Barbie, so...
That's true.
Thanks, Barbie.
Thanks, Barbie. All right, so after Picture Day Pop, we had Stargazing, and this one was so fun. I really, really wanted to do the boots, so that's where it started, was the boots.
We had these boots as like
before
one of the
we had
earliest
this
pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had the boots maybe like within the first month or two.
Yep.
And over and over again, we were like, these are so fun and they're so specific. What the hell do we do with these?
Right.
And like, where do they go?
Where do they go? What
makes sense
outfit?
with them? And I mean, they are very clearly a cowboy boot, and they have sort of a Western feel fringe and what have you. But the stars are what really made it feel special and unique and collectible. And we sort of played on the theme of stars and found this gorgeous little denim with the star print in it, and this tool that I am obsessed with.
Yeah,
we went through lots of work.
4 or 5 layers
with this tool.
Yep.
Finding the tool, fixing
adding the
it.
layers.
Yeah. And this one, and Diana made some really beautiful custom shirts for this too. We had some with her original illustrations and some really pretty collars.
Yes, she did such a good job.
I mean, this one, I knew this one was good, but I think the reception to this surprised me. Like, people really loved this box, and it felt, again, like we had really found a way to play with what is playtime for kids and what makes being young and memories of childhood so fond. And, and fun and magical. And, like, this box felt magical. It felt like childhood.
It is magical in the sense because we've all gone out and looked at the stars and been like, oh, the stars are out tonight. How beautiful is that? But in Anne's world, she has an entire outfit to wear. There's a whole theme that goes around it. There's specific snacks. There's all kinds of... So it's very... You're taking something that in our everyday lives might be considered ordinary and turning it into an entire world. I mean... And that's... really what makes it special.
When you're young and you're experiencing something like the majesty of stars for maybe the first time, that impact is just, it's your first exposure, right? Or the first one that you're like really sentient of and thinking about and mindful of when you're experiencing. And I think capturing that too is like, it's your first lap around the sun, so to speak. Like, how are you engaging with the world? And for her to really feel captivated by Stargazing felt really special. And of course she would wear something sort of outrageous to do it in. Right,
and children love tulle. They love skirts.
Sure.
They love tulle. Boys and girls, they love tutus and skirts and tulle.
Yeah.
So it's just super fun. Now, to cap off the end of the season, we had a birthday party for Anne in July, and her birthday party was a blast, and this sequin dress is just phenomenal. I love everything about it.
So fun.
So fun.
The way
What
that
more
that
could you want?
Catches light is like just magical to me. This was another reference that we found online, and I found a way to alter it for her size, and I changed the color, and I changed the sequins, and I changed the
The
buttons.
sequins got changed, and this one was a different color too.
Yeah, this started actually as sort of like a flesh tone. It was kind of
Yeah.
unappealing. It
Yeah.
started as like a really pale muted taupe, and it really didn't translate well, and I was like, well, we need to have something that feels more fun, but also, again, like this very specifically was meant to be a birthday dress, but something that she could wear for fancy photos
Yeah.
or, you know, Christmas morning or something. It's a fun one that you can wear many, many ways. And I thought the idea of going through this whole journey with her and sort of finishing it out with a big bang for her birthday was like just the right way to do it.
We put it out on 7-Eleven, and we did a whole birthday. The hat came with it, and little cakes came with it,
Again,
and
thank
a
you.
little Debbie birthday cake, which we were eating those for months.
We had too
in the
many of
kitchen,
them,
yeah.
and that was also
They were good.
It was a period of time where like it was a little bit higher stress than usual, and I would find myself like I had
Not even remembering.
no defenses against them. I would walk past the kitchen and just like kind of in one go get
Yeah.
rid of a whole birthday cake and then like go about my day. Like
Yeah.
they became like a stress consumption thing,
Oh,
which
yeah.
like, I'm not proud of, but they are very good. And if you have too many, keep them in a place where multiple people can help you get rid of them, because I couldn't stop myself.
They were good, and they tasted like birthday cake. And who does not love birthday cake?
It's true.
I mean, birthday cake is so fun. So it's a classic. We paired navy tights with it, which
Yeah.
I thought we're going to pair navy tights with that, but it actually really does give it some depth and dimension, and
Yeah.
it's fun.
We had lots of tights we were putting out at the same time, and I thought, even though there's not like a super clear reference to sort of like a denim color in the dress, the way that the sequins appear when they're in a shadow is a really cool sort of blue, and I thought that really gave it a lot of, you know, fun texture. And then we had these really cute sort of satin and
Birthday shoes.
rhinestone shoes made, and Diana found these perfect party hats.
Yep, Diana found those.
God bless you, Diana. They like that
Yep.
might be my favorite part. Like we put lots
perfect.
of work into the rest of it, but the party hat really makes this sing. And this felt like such a perfect way to say thank you to Anne, and thank you to Robert, and thank you to our customers. Like we want to have a party to celebrate all of this fun. you
Yeah.
know? And it felt that way.
It is, and I am so glad that we did this video, because this was a year of our lives with us and with you, and leading up to it, and then coming down from it, and then now starting
by.
another one. It did fly by.
Flew by.
At the pace that we are already working our way through the Elowen subscription.
know.
I'm just like, we need to start 2-year subscriptions, because a year just flies by so fast anymore.
I would compromise for just a clock that moved slower.
Yeah,
If
I
I
mean,
could just like
it
slow
truly-
down my calendar and
Yeah.
slow down the hours of a day, that would be, I would settle for that. That would be great.
And part of the fun actually too, though, is what makes it go so fast is that we are always looking forward. So that's part of the fun too, is that now that we're in a subscription for Anne, we have our fun, we get our box, that lasts 3 weeks, about to 4 weeks, and then by the time that wears off, we're looking forward to the next box. So you're just always looking forward, and that's fun. Looking forward to something is as fun as the thing. Right?
I will not disclose any secrets at this time, but what we're doing for the season 2 for
yeah.
Anne is like, talk about looking forward. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
And it's I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised and really, really captivated by that power of play with this season.
We would love you to join. If you have not joined the Anne subscription, there are a couple spots available, and we would love you to be part. Again, you're not locked in, but you're getting a tremendous value. And as you can see from what we did with season 1 and everything we have dropped hints for with season 2, you're in for a real treat and a real surprise. So we appreciate you being here and being a part of Anne's world and Anne's clubhouse. And I look forward to what we're doing.
I mean,
in the future.
Every day I come to work ready for a surprise.
Yeah.
Like that really is sort of the, I mean, it's that way behind the scenes too. So if you're ready for a surprise, don't wait. We actually still have a limited quantity of Anne dolls available.
Yep.
So if you've been waiting on the edge
If
of
you
your
want to
seat
just
for
join
a
the
year-
subscription and get your doll, and
Yeah.
if you just saw this video and you have no idea who we are, hi, well, you can get started.
Welcome.
So, yeah.
We do boxes
Yeah.
here at Virtual Doll Convention.
We do.
Subscription boxes, and we have one for Anne Fitzpatrick. So
Yeah.
come play with us.
Yeah, come play with us and enjoy the hobby of doll collecting and enjoying and getting something every month that you don't have to think about, and treating yourself. It's important to treat yourself.
Yeah.
And do things that make you feel good and bring you some joy. So thank you so much. Thank you to our editor Omar for editing the video, and Paul for sitting behind and making sure it's all in focus. And we appreciate you all very much. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.